The next step in this tutorial is going to be to extend this mesh even further laterally, and while we do this we coarsen it a little bit such that we save memory and computational effort. So we will start doing this on the level that is horizontal here. We will create a line here, extend it laterally in -x direction by -2 meters on both these sides, -2, and close this rectangle. This edge we need to split into 14 elements. 14. And now we can select this contour, create a subdomain to the continuum on contour, save, and create a virtual mesh. We do a non-structured mesh of very coarse shape. This does not look very nice. Let's try different settings. This looks not too bad, but I don't like it yet, so maybe we need to make it in 2 steps. Move these points back a little bit by 1 meter. Create virtual mesh. Relatively coarse. But still with a nice split. Let's try different configurations. Maybe this was not too bad, so we need to do a second step. -1. The thickness is 2 meters, so 2. Close this rectangle. Create a subdomain on contour and create a very coarse mesh with a 1 element split. Okay, I will mesh this and select the faces, and we need to project it up and down. The upward vector was this one, finite element model containing 3D extrude faces. And downward was, let me just pick directly the vector that we need. So it's -2.8 approximately. Just cancel the x direction and extrude down vertically. And we see that the nodes here match, so there are no new nodes being created. Again, we need to project these nodes onto the surface of the terrain. So I create a line here, and with this we can create a plane that is aligned with the terrain surface. Now we select all the nodes up here and project them vertically down on plane in direction. So the direction is vertical, project. We need to split the mesh. So up here we have a 4-element split. I already know from experience that this direction will be the third edge shown here because the elements were created by vertical extrusion. So I can directly specify the edge to be split. Same here. 12. Okay. Make sure that no duplicated nodes exist. That's correct. And no nodes with inconsistent split. That's correct. Now select these faces here. And just to extend the mesh a little bit further, we will take this length, which is 1 meter, and extrude faces in -x direction, -1, 0, but this time we will do a bunch of steps. Let's do 10 with a regression of 1.2. And this way you get at every extrusion step a slightly larger step. This way we can assure that the boundary conditions are really far away. Additionally, we extruded perfectly horizontally, so we do not follow the terrain surface anymore. We do the same on the other side, but I'm skipping this in this tutorial. We will now extend this mesh vertically down to the boundary. This is particularly important because we're modeling railroad embankment, which is susceptible to settlements. And so depending on what the soil layers are, we need to go further down or not. I will show you how to extend the mesh in an efficient way. We will select the lower faces. I will select the nodal spacing I see, so we have a 25 centimeter split in the lowest elements. So the extrusion will start with a 25 centimeter split, and I will increase each step by 10%. I will do 12 steps, 1.1. So this means that the first step is already 10% more than 25 centimeters. Let's do this. And as you can see, our mesh has been extended smoothly with a regression of 1.1 down to a depth of about 10 meters. That's it. So here you are with a nice finite element mesh that includes a relatively complex geometry of stone columns. What's left to be done for you is assigning materials, assigning existence functions, assigning boundary conditions, etc. But so much for another tutorial. I hope you learned something in this one. I hope I was able to show you a lot of different options, how to select, how to do geometry processing in ZSoil. Let me know what you think by leaving a comment, or if you have questions, you can contact the ZSoil hotline. Thank you very much for listening, and goodbye.